Finally, God is exposing your neighbor because they are. Angel says, God says, this message is being delivered to you with great urgency. And Archangel Michael stands beside you as you read every single word. He says to you, do not scroll past this. Do not treat this as coincidence. It is divine timing that your eyes have found this now. This is not a random moment. It is the moment when heaven opens a channel between your soul and the divine truth that has been hidden for far too long. For days, months, and even years, you have felt a strange disturbance near you. A vibration that didn't feel right. Something quietly working against your peace. And now finally, God is exposing the source of it. God says it is your neighbor. The one you smiled at. The one you trusted to be harmless. The one you thought was simply another face in your surroundings. But heaven has seen what the human eye cannot. God has seen the hidden whispers, the concealed intentions, and the secret energy that has been moving near your home. Archangel Michael says, I have stood guard over your home each night. I have watched the shadows that walk near your door, the thoughts that travel through the walls and the envy that drifts toward you like unseen smoke. You did nothing wrong. You did not invite this darkness. It tried to come close because of your light. God says, your purity, your heart, your quiet goodness have disturbed forces that cannot stand divine energy. For too long, someone close to you has been wearing a mask of friendliness, while behind that mask, there has been an emotion that heaven could not ignore. And now that mask is cracking. God says the truth will reveal itself. I am exposing your neighbor because what they carried within them was not truth. It was jealousy. It was curiosity about your blessings. It was an energy that wanted to watch what was yours to understand why heaven favored you. Michael says, do not be afraid. You are not in danger. You are not alone. He has already placed his wings around your home. He says, nothing shall touch what belongs to you. Not one curse, not one evil word, not one gaze of envy. But God wants you to be aware, not fearful. Because when you are aware, you begin to reclaim your power. You begin to understand why certain strange things have been happening, why you felt drained on some mornings, why objects have felt misplaced, why the air around your home sometimes felt heavier than it should. It was spiritual interference. But now heaven says enough. There are divine watchers around you, right now, unseen but radiant, standing in each corner of your dwelling. Michael has drawn a circle of light around you that nothing impure can cross. He says to you, I will not let them touch even one strand of your destiny. God is moving powerfully. This is not the time to doubt. This is the time to stand firm and trust. Because when God exposes, He does not do it to create chaos. He does it to restore order. The truth about your neighbor will not stay hidden much longer. There will be a moment, a conversation, or even an accidental revelation that will show you what they have been keeping from you. You will see that their words never matched their energy. Their eyes spoke differently from their smiles. Heaven saw all of it. God says, I know you have wondered why your peace sometimes felt interrupted, why you would suddenly feel anxious near certain people. That was your intuition speaking. That was me guiding you. And now this message is your confirmation that you were never wrong for feeling something strange. You are spiritually gifted. You sense energy before it becomes visible. That is why heaven has chosen to speak to you directly. The one who lives nearby, the one who sometimes watches you more closely than they should, has been curious about your path. They have asked questions about your blessings. They have even spoken words that seemed supportive but carried a vibration of comparison and quiet resentment. Michael says, I want you to be calm. Do not confront them. Do not fear them. Simply pray and let me handle it, because the divine is already at work in the unseen realm. Angels are reversing words that were spoken against your joy. They are dismantling every plan of gossip or false talk that tried to form around your name. God says, I am rewriting the story. What was meant to trouble you will now trouble the one who sent it. What was meant to distract you will now be redirected back to its origin. The truth has a way of surfacing when the divine commands it. And this command has already been issued. Heaven has opened your file. Every injustice that was done against you, every silent jealousy, every secret competition, every imitation of your blessings has been recorded. And God says, I am balancing the scales. The neighbor who tried to understand why you keep rising will now understand that your rise is not from human help but divine favor. No one can copy grace. No one can imitate destiny. What belongs to you cannot be transferred. The angels have sealed your portion with your name upon it. God says this exposure will not embarrass you. It will liberate you because the truth brings light. Once you see you are no longer bound, you will begin to move differently. Your discernment will sharpen. You will know who truly celebrates you and who only observes you. The energy that once felt confusing will become clear as water. God says the fog is lifting. Michael whispers, you have been protected even when you didn't know it. He remembers the night when you felt restless, when you could not sleep and didn't know why. He was standing outside your window guarding you. He remembers when you dropped something and narrowly avoided harm. That was him deflecting a minor misfortune meant to reach you. Every time you felt a chill in your spine while thinking of someone nearby, that was your angel alerting you that something around you was not right. But now you don't have to fear it anymore. The exposure has begun. God says in the coming days you will witness signs. You might overhear something that confirms your intuition. You might see a sudden change in your neighbor's behavior. More distant, more nervous, perhaps even more friendly in an unusual way. That will be heaven's way of showing you. They have been made aware that divine eyes are watching. The spiritual world is real. And the moment light enters, darkness begins to tremble. Archangel Michael says they know their influence is breaking. They can feel the barrier of light rising between you and them. This is not to make you fearful, but to reassure you that heaven is already in control. God says, do not wish them harm. Do not seek revenge. Just pray for their awakening. Because sometimes people act from wounds, not from wickedness. Your neighbor has been under a cloud of confusion, envy, and comparison that blinded them to their own blessings. But now that God's light has reached them, they will have a choice to repent, to shift, or to walk away. Either way, you are safe. You will not be touched by their choices. You may notice small blessings beginning to appear again. Peace returning to your mornings, clarity returning to your thoughts, even unexpected money or messages of love finding you. These are signs that the interference has been lifted. Heaven is restoring what was drained from you. Every moment of anxiety, every tear shed because you felt spiritually attacked is now being repaid with double peace. God says you did not imagine it. You were sensing the unseen, but I am turning it all into testimony. Archangel Michael stands with his sword of light, saying, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. He has sealed your doors with divine energy. Every night when you sleep, a soft blue flame burns invisibly around your home, keeping darkness away. You are safe now. You have been safe all along. But now your awareness completes the protection. When you know the truth, you no longer absorb energy unconsciously. From this moment, your home becomes a sanctuary. God says, bless your home daily. Speak my name in every room, fill your atmosphere with prayer and gratitude. The light in your spirit will grow stronger and your surroundings will match your soul. Even your plants will thrive again. Your sleep will deepen and your dreams will become clearer. These are signs of spiritual cleansing. Michael says, do not speak much about what you now know. Keep it between you and heaven. Let God do the exposing. The truth will reveal itself without your hands touching it. Because divine exposure is not like human gossip. It happens in silence, through alignment, through justice. When the right time comes, something will unfold naturally and you will simply witness it. And when that happens, you will feel a deep inner calm, not anger. You will know heaven has settled the matter. God says this is your moment of freedom. What was hidden is being uncovered. You are stepping into a new phase of awareness. You might even find yourself cleaning your home, organizing, or feeling the urge to change your environment. That's not random. It's your spirit, responding to the cleansing that's happening in the unseen realm. Heaven wants you to rest tonight. Do not let fear enter. Every strange sound or sudden thought is powerless. Say, I am protected by divine light. No evil can touch me. Michael says, I will stay near your bed. I will watch over you. There will be signs of his presence. Perhaps a feather, a flicker of light, a sudden warmth on your skin. When you feel it, know that you are surrounded. God says you have done nothing wrong. You are chosen, you are light. That is why darkness tried to approach. But light always wins every time. The one who tried to bring disturbance will now witness your rise. They will see you succeed in ways that leave them silent. Not out of pride, but because heaven will make it clear. Those who stand with truth will always be lifted. There will come a day soon when peace settles so deeply in your life that you will barely remember how heavy it once felt. You will wake up one morning and realize that the tension, the confusion, strange heaviness, it's all gone. Because when God exposes something, He doesn't just show it, He removes its power. Archangel Michael says, keep your faith strong. Keep your prayers alive. Keep your words pure. Speak only blessings. Each blessing you speak becomes a wall of light around you. If your neighbor once sent envy, you will send love. Because love disarms darkness. God is not calling you to fear. He is calling you to stand in your divine identity. You are a child of light. Michael smiles as he says, they will try to understand how you remain peaceful when truth is revealed. They will not know that it was divine power protecting you all along. God is working silently. But surely the same way the sun rises after the storm, your peace is returning after this spiritual battle. And one last thing God says, do not worry about what will happen to them. Justice and mercy are both mine. You simply continue walking in faith. Because the purpose of this revelation is not destruction. It is transformation. When something hidden is brought to light, both sides are offered healing. Pray that your neighbor finds their way. That is how you rise even higher. Now breathe deeply. Feel the air shift around you. That's the presence of angels. They have completed their assignment of revelation. From now on, you walk under open skies. No hidden energy, no secret envy, no silent watcher can reach you. You are protected by divine decree. God says, I have spoken. You are safe. Archangel Michael says, I have fought this battle already. You have won without lifting a finger, and heaven echoes. Peace be upon you. Now God says, Archangel Michael says this message is not ordinary. It has been sent to you in this exact hour because the heavens have decided that you must finally know what has been happening behind closed doors. For a long time, you have felt something strange. A quiet discomfort in your heart. Whenever you looked toward that one place near your home, your neighbor's house, you did not know why, yet something within you whispered that something wasn't right. God says, child, I was showing you glimpses. I was allowing your spirit to sense the hidden truth long before your eyes could see it. Archangel Michael says, I have guarded your doorway night after night. You have no idea how many times your name was spoken in places it shouldn't have been. You were never alone. I was standing there holding my sword of light before every whisper of harm. God says, now the veil is lifting. I am exposing your neighbor not to cause you fear but to set you free from the unseen weight that has rested on your soul. You have been kind. You have smiled. You have greeted. You have trusted that love and goodness existed in everyone. Yet heaven saw that not every smile around you was real. Sometimes light attracts eyes that do not carry love. But hear this, you are safe. No weapon formed against you will prosper. For the Lord has sealed your doorway with divine fire. God says, this is the time when you will see who was with you and who was against you, not by your effort, but by my revelation. Archangel Michael continues, for too long they pretended to be your friend, to know your rhythm, to study your life. They looked from behind the curtains, from their window, from the places where shadows dwell. They wanted to understand why you shine even when life throws storms at you. They tried to imitate your faith but could not bear the purity of it. And so jealousy was born. Silent creeping jealousy, it took root where truth was absent. God says, child, I saw every hidden conversation. I heard the whispers that carried your name. But I covered your life with grace. Every plan they made to pull you down turned into a lesson that lifted you higher. That is why your peace disturbed them. They couldn't understand how you could smile when they expected you to break. You have noticed it. Those strange delays, the sudden problems, the times when your joy felt blocked without reason. Heaven says it was not your imagination. But even in that, I was protecting you. I allowed small disruptions to shield you from greater harm. God's voice echoes softly. The truth always rises. No secret can remain hidden forever. I am light and everything concealed in darkness must face my light. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were pure. Your heart holds honesty. And the darkness cannot stand honesty. That's why the enemy moved through people close to you, even through your neighbor who smiled yet carried envy. But now the time of exposure has come. Tonight, as you read these words, heaven's energy surrounds you. The same angels that protected Daniel in the lion's den are standing near your walls. The Holy Spirit whispers peace, telling you that nothing evil can cross the boundary of your light anymore. Every scheme is dissolving. Every false intention is collapsing under the weight of truth. God says, when I expose someone, I don't do it to destroy them, I do it to redeem you from their influence. You have prayed for peace. You have asked for clarity. And because of that prayer, revelation begins. In the days ahead, you will see small signs. Things that used to confuse you will make sense. A sentence overheard, a door left ajar, an accidental confession. It will all align. Don't react in anger. Simply observe. The Lord is your defender. You are not meant to fight this battle with words or arguments. Your silence will be more powerful than their noise. Archangel Michael says, they thought you would never know. They believed their mask was perfect, but divine timing has come. The same mouth that gossiped about you will soon speak truth without realizing why. Their own actions will expose them. God says you will not need to prove your innocence. I am your witness. I am your justice. There is peace entering your home now. You may even feel a stillness in your chest as if the air around you has become softer. That is the sign of angelic presence. Heaven wants you to know that you are completely safe. Nothing will go wrong with you because you walk under divine instruction. Archangel Michael says, if you knew how many times heaven intervened for you, you would fall to your knees in gratitude. There were nights when they planned to harm you emotionally, but their own words tangled them in confusion. There were moments when you were supposed to experience loss, but heaven turned the outcome in your favor at the last second. God says, you have always been under my covering. Even when storms raged, your house stood because my hand was upon it. Your neighbor's heart is restless now because light is confronting them. God says, do not wish them harm. Simply pray for their awakening. I am the one correcting what was wrong. You focus on healing and on shining. Soon people will approach you with confessions. They will tell you stories about what was said, what was done, what was planned. You will hear things that will surprise you, but you will not be shaken. Instead, you will feel relief because finally the confusion will end. Archangel Michael says, your peace will return double. The time they stole from you through lies will be restored through blessings. You will soon experience favor in unexpected forms. Financial flow, emotional renewal, divine protection, all will unfold at once. God says every false word spoken about you has been reversed. Every seed of deceit planted against you is now uprooted. You will witness this cleansing in ways that even skeptics cannot deny. You are entering a season of justice. God says, when I move, no one can stop me. When I decide to reveal, no one can hide. The exposure of your neighbor is not a scandal. It is divine correction. It is heaven restoring balance where trust was broken. Archangel Michael says, I have marked your door with light. Your sleep will become peaceful again. The strange tension in your atmosphere will lift. You may even notice changes. Sudden quiet, unusual stillness, people avoiding your gaze. Those are not coincidences. Those are signs that heaven's hand is moving, rearranging energies and people for your safety. God says, do not fear confrontation. You will not have to lift a finger. I will make the truth walk to your doorstep. Soon you will witness a moment that feels like divine theater. A situation so perfectly timed that you will know it could only be God. Something that was hidden within your neighbor's actions will come to light publicly. And that will be the confirmation you've been waiting for. God says, when that moment comes, do not rejoice over their downfall. Rejoice because I spared you. Rejoice because I showed you mercy before judgment. Archangel Michael says, you will feel a lightness in your spirit as soon as the exposure happens. It will be as though a heavy curtain has finally been pulled away. That is the beginning of your new chapter. Your faith has been tested, but you passed every test quietly. You didn't retaliate, you kept love in your words. Heaven honors that restraint. God says, I will reward you for choosing peace when others offered chaos. Because of your patience, your next blessings will come faster than you expect. Listen carefully. Tonight when you pray, mention nothing except gratitude. Thank God for protection. Thank Him for revelation. Thank Him for justice. That simple prayer will open new gates of divine assistance around you. Archangel Michael says, from now on, you will notice the atmosphere around your home changing. Light will feel stronger. God says, this is an urgent message only for you, my beloved one, chosen among many. Heaven is speaking tonight. And the light of divine truth is falling upon the one thing that has been hidden in plain sight. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, sword of light raised high, his wings trembling with divine fire as he says, this is very serious, very important. Don't ignore this. I have been sent to protect you, to shield you, and to reveal what has been concealed for too long. Finally, God is exposing your neighbor because they are not who they appeared to be. The air around you carries this truth in silence. The heavens have whispered for days, but now the whisper has become a trumpet, a clear sound from the divine realm saying, wake up. Watch. Trust what you feel deep inside. 4 months. Maybe years, something in your spirit has felt unsettled. You noticed glances, sudden quietness when you passed by, shadows moving behind curtains, small signs that tried to tell you that all was not as it seemed. You pushed it aside because you chose kindness, because your heart believed in love and goodness. You said, I will not judge. I will love as God loves. And heaven saw that mercy in you. But even mercy must sometimes be guarded by wisdom. God says, now, the truth must come to light, not to harm you, but to free you. Archangel Michael says, the neighbor you have prayed for, greeted with warmth, maybe even helped when they were in need, yes, that same person has carried something in their heart that was not of light. Their smile hid confusion. Their words carried envy, but you must not fear. For what they meant for harm, I, the Archangel of God, have already reversed. You are being shielded by divine order. The truth unfolding now is part of God's plan to elevate you to a higher place of peace where no deceit can enter. This message comes not to accuse but to awaken. Heaven is not interested in gossip or revenge. Heaven is interested in justice, restoration, and truth. You have been tested. You have been watched over. Every tear you cried in confusion because of strange energies or sudden negativity that came from around your home, God saw it. When you couldn't sleep and your mind kept circling with uneasy thoughts. It was because your spirit already sensed what your eyes could not yet see. The Holy Spirit was whispering gently, "Pay attention, my child." Now, Archangel Michael has stepped forward, his voice steady, calm, and filled with authority. "This is very serious, but you are safe. God sent me before anything could touch you. The power of divine light has already surrounded your home. No curse, no jealousy, no hidden intention can cross the line drawn by heaven around you." The neighbor's actions were born from misunderstanding, from a place of darkness that thrives in secrecy. But no secret can survive in the light of truth. And that light has now entered. God says, "My child, I watched as you loved people who did not love you back. I watched you speak blessings over those who whispered behind your back. And because you did not repay evil with evil, I am now rewarding you with protection, favor, and justice. The very person who tried to dim your light will soon testify that your light cannot be extinguished. The power of divine reversal is already in motion. Archangel Michael is showing a vision to your heart right now. A golden shield over your front door, a bright flame over your roof, an angel standing at each corner of your home. You might not see them with your eyes, but your spirit will soon feel the warmth of their protection. You will notice a sudden calm, a strange peace that wasn't there before. That's heaven's confirmation that the exposure has begun. The neighbor's intentions may have been influenced by jealousy, by fear of your growing blessings, or by whispers from others who misunderstood you. But God says, do not curse them. Do not return their darkness. Instead, stand still and see what I, the Lord, will do. For I fight your battles not with anger but with truth. I will reveal, I will correct, and I will restore. Divine exposure doesn't come with destruction. It comes with revelation and cleansing. And after this moment, your life will move into a season where peace reigns again. You will soon notice something unusual. Perhaps a conversation overheard, a confession that slips from their lips, or a piece of information that suddenly aligns with what your heart always knew. That's not coincidence, that's divine timing. God never exposes before you are strong enough to see. And now you are heaven waited for this moment because your heart is ready to understand with compassion rather than fear. Archangel Michael says the neighbor is not your enemy. The spirit behind their actions is the darkness that whispered in their ear has been silenced. Now I have stood between you and them. You are covered under the wings of the Almighty. When Michael speaks, all lesser forces flee. His light burns through lies, so even if this exposure brings discomfort, know that it's clearing your space for blessings that were blocked. God's justice is never rushed, but it is always perfect. There were moments you asked, why do I feel like something is off? Why does my peace disappear when I'm near them? That was your divine intuition, your spiritual radar tuned by heaven. And today, God confirms you were right to feel what you felt. Don't doubt your discernment again. Your spirit was protecting you before you even knew why. You will soon feel the shift. The air around your home lighter, conversations more peaceful, your mind clearer. That's because what was hidden in darkness has been pulled into the open. And once something is seen in truth, it loses its power. You will no longer be drained by unspoken energies or silent tension. The presence of God is cleansing your environment. God says this exposure is not to shame but to teach. It teaches you that light always wins and that my angels are not far away, they are active, present and moving even in your ordinary days. You have angels walking your perimeter tonight. You have Michael himself ensuring that your destiny cannot be tampered with. You have divine authority watching over your sleep. There may come a moment when your neighbor acts differently, quiet, withdrawn, or unexpectedly kind. Don't react with suspicion. Just pray silently. God, let your light guide them too. Because forgiveness doesn't mean blindness. It means you no longer let their darkness live rent-free in your spirit. When you forgive, you cut the cord that darkness tried to use to stay attached. And when you pray for them, heaven moves even faster in your favor. Archangel Michael says, you will see signs within 3 days that what we've spoken is true. A small but clear confirmation will appear. Maybe a word, a glance, a sudden truth revealed. When it happens, don't fear. Just thank God and continue walking in peace. This exposure is the beginning of your next level. You are being elevated into a realm of divine favor where no hidden enemy can stand. Heaven celebrates you because you didn't let bitterness harden your heart. You stayed kind. You stayed patient. That's why this revelation comes wrapped in protection. You are not being warned to panic but to prepare for peace. What has been draining your energy is being removed by divine order. God says, when I expose, I also heal. I never reveal something just to wound you. I reveal to rebuild you stronger, so even though this truth may surprise you, it will ultimately bring relief. The neighbor who carried darkness in their intentions is now under divine correction. God will handle what you cannot. There is no need to confront. There is no need to fear. You need only to stand still in prayer. Tonight, before you sleep, say these words quietly. God, I trust your justice, your timing, and your protection. Thank you for surrounding me with light. Thank you for letting me see what I need to see and for shielding me from what I don't. When you pray this, Michael's wings will cover you. You might feel a sudden breeze even in still air or a warmth on your chest. These are confirmations from heaven. God communicates not only through words but through sensations of peace, presence, and stillness. That's how you'll know this message is truly for you. God's message continues, you have been chosen for higher work, but I could not elevate you while hidden energy surrounded you. Now that exposure has begun, doors will open that were locked. Money will flow that was blocked. Friendships will form that are real. Your sleep will be peaceful, your spirit light, your home blessed. Archangel Michael says, you have passed the test. You remained faithful under spiritual pressure.